Thanks to EA for sponsoring this video. Hey lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. In my last video, I built New York apartments, and in this video, I'm going to furnish them. These apartments have 3 individual units, and I'm going to furnish all of them, so let's jump right in. And this apartment is the smallest, so this unit has the entrance on the right side, and at the bottom I only placed stairs, so there's only a tiny hallway at the bottom, and then the stairs are leading up to this area. It's very small, so this apartment might be perfect to rent out to a couple or a single sim. So this is a really tiny apartment, but some of the others will be much bigger. But before we continue, I just wanted to remind you that you can use my creator code Emerald in the EA app and thesims.com. You can use my code at checkout. Simply click on apply promo code and type in code Emerald to support me and my channel. I get a 5% commission, and during sales I get a 7% commission. There is currently a Black Friday sale which you don't want to miss. You can here see that you can save a lot on different Sims 4 packs, so make sure to check out the sale in the EA app and thesims.com. I wanted to have different styles for the different units. So this one here has some really gloomy dark vibes, but all of them seem to be very regal. I stumbled upon this amazing wallpaper and I used it in every single unit, but in different swatches. The main apartment or main unit is going to be pastel pink and very colorful, but this one here is supposed to be very gloomy. I've used this dark wood floor. I've used a lot of furniture from Life and Death in a black swatch. This is almost giving dark academia. It's really gloomy and really small. So this is really the type of apartment where you don't have a lot of space, but you still have all necessities. And I just had so much fun coming up with the floor plan, because I mentioned this in my last video where I'm working on the exterior. You can check it out, by the way, it's on my channel. So I built the exterior and I have this entrance on the right side and then another one on the right side right next to it, and I started to realize, okay, how is this supposed to work? This is obviously the same unit. Like, these doors are so close to each other, this is not working out. So I simply decided to build a hallway at the bottom with the stairs leading up, as I explained, and this way I could use this small space up here and turn it into a really small apartment. But it probably makes sense. You want to have bigger units, smaller units, so they have different purposes, and I can't wait to see if you should use this. Please tag me on social media. I'm so excited to see, in case you're using this, how you're going to use it and all the changes you're going to make, because this is always so fun to me, and I feel like especially apartment builds are always so fun. It was so satisfying to place the desk in this nook. Sometimes you're working on a build, you're working on an interior, and things are just lining up, and I just needed some space to place a desk somewhere. And whenever I'm working on pretty small interiors, I have a pretty hard time fitting everything into the small space, and especially a desk is taking up so much space. So when I noticed that I have this nook over there, I was just so happy, and I placed the desk over there. So this was the first unit, which was, as I said, the smallest unit. So now it's time to work on the next one. This is the entrance, which is located in the middle between the entrance on the right side and the one on the left side. So it's kind of the center apartment, I guess you could say, but the floor plan is like really all over the place, which I feel like is the case a lot of the times when you're working on these multi-story apartments. Like, at least for me, maybe this is really just me because I'm sometimes a bit chaotic with these things, but the floor plan in general is like very interesting. I'm going to add a lot of screenshots at the end so you can really see what's going on there, but it's like really all over the place and so much fun. And I have to say, I really love to work on these gigantic interiors, and it was a big challenge to work on the first interior because it's so small, and I don't know how some builders are doing it. Like Tonya, for example, she goes by Griffey, like that's her channel. She is so talented and I admire her work so much. And I just love the interiors she creates. I love how detailed her builds are. And to me, she's like the queen of tiny builds. And I'm so obsessed. Whenever I'm thinking of the challenge of working on a tiny build, Tonya pops up in my head. She's like so amazing. And I'm like, I just admire her work. And I don't know how she does it because it's not easy. It's like really difficult to really make it look good, to make it functional. And I'm someone who always works on the exterior first, and then I just see what I can make out of the interior. And I feel like when you are building such a small space, every single nook matters, every single wall you are placing. And then, I don't know, suddenly something isn't lining up on the inside. Something isn't making sense, or you need like 2 tiles more to really make it functional. So I don't know how these builders are planning it out, but I just have so much respect when it comes to these tiny builds. And it's like such a interesting topic to me. And yeah, this is the mint green apartment. So I kind of gravitated towards different colors. The first one, the tiny one, has these dark academia vibes. And then we have this mint green one, and the other one is going to be really pink. I think it makes sense to kind of color code these apartments, but also I just wanted to have fun. I wanted this to look very regal, very luxurious. This is why I've used this wallpaper everywhere. And then I just wanted to have different colors and different vibes. I don't know, for some reason, because it's a brownstone and it's New York inspired, I was just thinking Sex and the City, and I also had to think of Gossip Girl. So these were kind of the influences, and I just had to think of something that's like really luxurious, but it still needed this specific vibe. And I don't know if I need this, but I feel like this is why I wanted to use all these different wallpapers and floors. And I feel like when you just look, like here for example at the outside, the red brick, it just makes sense. There's also a random diagonal wall. I'm going to remove it. I don't know where it came from. Sometimes I'm just dragging a wall and a lot of weird things are happening. And this is going to be like the outside area for this specific apartment. So there's a community garden in the back. I've shown you the community garden in the first part of this video, but this is like a separate area, and the 2 big apartments have like an individual outside area. The tiny one doesn't. And in my first video, I was talking about the fire escape. I placed some ladders on the outside, and I was talking about this, and I said that I wanted to tie everything together so all apartments could use the stairs to access the community garden. And I just couldn't pull it off. Like, this didn't happen. This area is part of the big apartment. It just felt weird to have like this hallway going through the area. So this is like a bit different. But yeah, each of these apartments have like this beautiful outside space, and especially the big one in the center is going to have like a lovely hot tub and everything. So it's really nice. I mean, this is all about living in the city, and I still wanted to include something like this so you could have a barbecue on the outside. And here you can see how the floor plan was a bit weird, but I just thought, okay, this nook is going to be perfect for like playing chess and maybe enjoying the warmth of the fireplace and everything. So I really tried to make it work, and I really love the colors, and it looks so warm and inviting, but it still has this modern bright vibe because of the wallpaper. I also placed some additional bedrooms for 2 of the apartments at the bottom, so we have this big basement area because I had built the walkout basement, and I was able to use a lot of the space for this. Here you can finally see the garden. I also placed some planting pots, and yeah, this here is the beautiful window that I've shown you in the first video. So I used a window which is from Discover University, I think, and I sized it up. And whenever you are sizing up a window, you will have a big frame, but you will have a hole in the wall which has the size of the original window. You cannot size up the hole basically. And I placed 3 base game windows on there, 2 in the bigger size, they are wider, and a small one, and this way it's functional. And I just turned this into a beautiful hallway. I also placed an easel in the hallway and everything, and this is another bedroom, and again, really golden, really bright, but I feel like the floor is giving it like so much warmth, and it feels so comfy, and I just love the vibe. And this is the third and the biggest unit now. So you can see the big entrance area, and I also definitely felt inspired by Gossip Girl because I think Blair's apartment had like this type of floor, but it could be wrong. It's been a lot of years since I've watched this, like many years ago. But I at first also wanted to turn this into some type of gloomy vibe because I felt inspired by the floor. I then changed the railing of the stairs because I thought, okay, I want this to be modern. I want this apartment to be different. And you can also see that I like made a choice to use a very modern kitchen here. I then just thought, okay, it's too dark and gloomy. I don't like the contrast between the modern vibe and the white color and the wallpaper. And it then somehow turned into a beautiful pastel pink dream. And it just turned into a pastel pink apartment unit. So here I'm already placing some pink furniture and I'm starting to think, okay, this could be fun, it could be pink, this could be like much more lighter and happier, and I'm then also going to change the wallpaper. This one was a lot of fun. You know how much I love to work on pink builds. I mean, I think a lot of my builds have a lot of neutral colors, and I'm trying to incorporate more colors. Like I've especially done this ever since Life and Death came out, I feel like, because there are a lot of fun, colorful swatches. And I've recently built a Victorian mansion, which is worth over 1 million Somalians. And this one is also really colorful. But for some reason, even when I was like in my neutral colored phase, like when I was really working on these neutral builds, I always enjoyed working on pink builds, like the Barbie builds, for example. And sometimes it just happens and I'm working on something pink and I really enjoy it. And yeah, I also placed the floor, as you can hear, see, in a really fun way. I always have such a hard time whenever like two floor types or swatches are meeting. And I really like to usually place this lighting stripe from Spada in between. I always feel like it feels unfinished. I have a hard time doing this. I always like to have one color for one room, but here I totally wanted to have like the same floor that I had used in the hallway to tie it together, and I just felt it looked so cute, and I just loved this floor in combination with this beautiful light pink color for whatever reason. And yeah, you can see that this was the bottom area, and then we have the basement area, which I adjusted because I wanted to place some stairs, and this was really difficult, like making sense of the stairs and everything. And this led to this very small room, and I just thought, okay, it's like some type of guest bathroom. There's only a sink and a toilet in there, so when you enter the unit you can like immediately visit the bathroom if you would like to. And then I'm going to have proper bathroom right next to the bedrooms, and I just thought this would make sense. And this is the main bedroom inside this apartment unit, and I wanted to have a beautiful walk-in closet. As you can here see, I've used objects from Dream Home Decorator for this, and I'm going to use the gigantic mirror from Lovestruck, which is just perfect for this. I've also used some of these LED stripes from, I think, also Lovestruck. I don't remember, but I wanted this to be like really illuminated and really bright and happy. And this is like such a big, beautiful bedroom. On the left, you can already see that there's like still an empty room with dry wall, and I'm going to turn this into a beautiful bathroom. So this is really a beautiful bedroom. I'm just so obsessed with the color. And I also found this beautiful painting, which has like these cherry blossoms. It's also very pink and happy. And I've used an item from Dine Out on the wall. It's like a surface, some type of table. And whenever I do this, I like to use this specific bed, which is from SIMS, I think, because it doesn't have a headboard. So you can just place it in front of the headboard that you basically have created yourself. And I just thought it's looking so cute. And also the pastel pink pillows just match perfectly, and I just really enjoyed furnishing this. I also found the perfect nook in front of the window for a sofa, and I also included a fireplace. I feel like when you're working on a luxurious interior and a luxurious bedroom, it always makes sense to have like some seating and also a fireplace. Also, I hope, in case you celebrated, that you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope you had the best time ever. Feel free to write in the comments how you celebrated, in case you celebrated. I'm always excited to hear this. Over here in Germany, it's not celebrated, even though it's become more popular. Like, some people celebrated the US American way and are just like having a turkey and different traditions. And I think it's always amazing to hear like these stories, how you celebrated. And I'm so excited to hear from you about this. And this is the basement area. So this is again part of the biggest unit. This is the last unit. It's the pink one. I feel like because of the wallpaper, it's really easy to tell right now. And I also used all the amazing items from Life and Death for a bathroom, like for all the bathrooms essentially, because we have this beautiful pink swatch for the bathrooms, and I just thought it makes sense to do it this way. And I've just added more bedrooms to this at the bottom, so there would be like a lot of space, so you can really use this unit for a big sim family. I also used this beautiful object from, I think, Get Together. So you have like a dresser which is like inside the wall, which is so amazing. You can just place it like this and you can see that you just have a wall closet basically. And I also made the bathroom a little bit bigger for this because I only needed like 4 tiles for this object. And then again also placed a fireplace and made this look so beautiful. And there's also like a little surprise. There's a speakeasy essentially. So there's this room at the very top on the right side of the build, and this would have been perfect to include into the first apartment, the tiny one, but I kind of missed that there's another floor above. And also after furnishing this, I had no space left to really place some stairs in there. Like, it would have destroyed the whole layout. So I decided that I'm going to incorporate this room into this big apartment, and your Sims have to leave their apartment, walk over the roof of the building, and they can enter the door. So it's a little bit hidden. This is why I'm saying speakeasy, but it's essentially just a bar which is kind of hidden, and you could also turn this into something else. But I thought it's so fun, so you could have a party up there. There are like lots of hidden nooks and crannies here in this build. We have the basement and everything. There's just a lot happening. And here I'm working on the outside garden. This is like in the little walkout basement. This is the round area that you saw in the first video where I've placed the railing from vampires at the top to make it look beautiful. And I thought it would be so cool to like have a hot tub and everything. And this is the bar that I've already talked about. I've used some curtains to kind of prevent anyone from looking in because it's supposed to be like a speakeasy, so it's supposed to be a bit hidden and mysterious, but it's really just a simple bar, and you could add different objects to this depending on what you want to do with this. And I've also used some red accents to make it more mysterious and fun. And here you can see how I'm setting up the different units. So while I was building it, it was a regular residential lot. I really like to do this so I can easily go back in between the units. And I don't like the colorful outlines while I'm working on the build. So whenever I'm working on a rental residential, I'm like building it on a residential lot type, and then I'm changing it. So at this point, I'm setting up the different units. You can see the colorful outlines, and as I've mentioned earlier, these are 3 different units. And I've also changed the name because it was calling it Laurel Library or something, because this was the initial name, and here I'm like changing the name to New York City Apartments. And yeah, this video is coming to an end. I've added so many screenshots to show you what I've built. And before this video ends, I want to once again remind you that you can use code Emerald at checkout in the EA app and thesims.com to support me and my channel. You can apply the code and I get a 5% commission, and during sales I get a 7% commission. And right now there is a Black Friday sale going on, so don't forget to check out all the amazing packs. And in case you want to use my code, thank you so much for your support. It means the world to me. And this is it. Thank you so much for watching. This was part 2 of the New York City apartments. So in the first video I built the exterior, and here in this video I furnished it. So in case you've missed the first one, and if you want to see I'm working on the exterior, you can watch the video before this one. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're doing all so well. I love you all so much, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye bye.